That's right. Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And oh my god, we're only a day late to discuss the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer. We're going by a shot-by-shot breakdown. We're going to do this quick. Dragon, what did you think of the trailer, my friend? What were your thoughts? What bedazzled you about the thing?
I thought it was a cool way to get the buzz going, light on the plot, but that's good because we don't want to go in knowing all the little tricks of the trade. I mean, it looks like Favreau is playing his hand close to the chest for sure. This trailer really demonstrates scope. Got a lot of scope from this one. That dazzled me.
Well, you know what's really cool about the scope in terms of Mandalorian is, of course, because we have that making of documentary that was so great. And folks, by the way, just check that out. Check out the Disney Gallery Mandalorian if you haven't already. I highly recommend giving it a watch. But Dragon Beans, as though we've seen just the groundbreaking technology at play. It's cool that we kind of get to see the fruits of the labor of it. You know what I mean? It's just like now it just feels like that literal virtual reality sandbox that Favreau kind of created is just being used in such a cool way this time around.
It's almost impossible to tell if he's even still using it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I assume he's
Right.
using it, but it's seamless.
All right. So yeah, let's just go ahead and go shot by shot. Shall we?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go. Let me switch over here. Let me turn on the closed captions. They're already turned on. Great.
All right. Yeah, on the whole, folks, this trailer is kind of a recap of the big dangling kind of participle of the season 2 plot, if you will.
A little bit of New Hope vibes with the ship coming in over the planet.
Yep. Also, again, Razor Crest looking a little worse for wear. I mean, that door opening, that's not a good sign.
The sparks too.
Yeah, the sparks. I mean, literally, you don't want your door opening in space. That's terrible. It's
Right.
Unless you're carrying a couch.
Oh God. Oh, what do you think of kind of the weird like alien soundtrack going on here?
Well, I'm just saying it's kind of part of the course of the the Ludwig Göransson thing.
Uh-huh.
So it was basically the ambient, well, the dialogue underneath underneath the trailer until the very end. This is the armorer's conversation with Mando about the new mission for season 2, basically return the child to the Jedi, and of course, problem being hard to find Jedi post Return of the Jedi.
All right, so I love that idea. I love the whole Jedi angle that we're going in. You know, of course, Mandalorian season 1, we loved playing around with no Jedi, but Dragon, I don't know. I feel the Jedi presence, and I really like the fact that we're building them up as like this kind of like these enemy sorcerers. You know, I love that phrasing on it.
Okay, we're digging deep because, of course, the Mandalorians were at war with the Jedi for many years. There were like a few kind of breaks in the feud, but essentially, I think we're going to dig deep into the whole dark saber of it all. Which the big idea with, as they mentioned later, the Mandalore the Great, the original Mandalorian. That guy became a Jedi, and then he created a dark saber. So the point being, these two feuding families, as it were, had a crossover point with the original. So that's going to be interesting to see. Also,
right.
this shot here, money shot here with Tatooine, and also I believe it's a bantha, right? The giant
bantha, yeah, bantha, and of
practical
course,
bantha. Yep, but importantly, we're going back to Tatooine this season for the whole.
Well, hopefully that episode's going to be better than the last time we saw.
Well, presumably that's going to be the big Boba Fett coming out of the Sarlacc pit episode. So.
Oh man, dude, if we actually see that as an episode, like if that's legitimately an episode, holy shit, just sign me up.
I don't know if we're going to see this like crawl out of it, but
it's fan service, but it's the kind of like Kevin Smith, I am a fan and I have been served kind of fan service.
Like, I know they're definitely going to talk about it. I don't know if it's going to be literally him climbing out of the pit, but essentially it's going to be that story about what happened to Boba Fett. So we're going to get that story this season.
Gotcha.
All right, so this next location is very importanto. Now, Tiki, I don't know if you're fully aware of this thing. So the speculation is that the snow planet they're on, it ain't Hoth. It's something even better. It's Ilum.
Okay.
Ilum is a snow planet that was featured very specifically in the Clone Wars. That has a history to it. Now,
nice,
Tiki,
nice.
When we were doing our little holiday, pitch for the Mandalorian holiday special, And you know, there are a lot of like, you know, where could Mando find Jedi's kind of talk in the plan before we landed on, okay, we're just going to set at a galaxy's edge. Before we landed there,
Which was really just like to make it easier for us and to get me more interested.
Because again, this is the sort of thing where I don't want to speak for where the show is. I like to fit it into the thing as a whole. And of course, Ilum was on the table, and I love that we're actually going to Ilum here. So Ilum this is like a Jedi rite of passage, as in Yoda takes the Padawans to this ice planet, and within like later on, you see Mando and Baby Yoda kind of walking through the caverns of this place. Inside those caverns are kyber crystals. So this is where they get the kyber crystals for the lightsabers that they then construct. So that's the big Jedi tie-ins. This is the most exciting location from the trailer for me.
Okay. Just great money shot of the two of them, you know, just the dynamic duo. We're all excited to see more of them.
Also, that place became the Starkiller base in Force Awakens.
Oh. Huh, interesting.
Okay,
all right,
next,
so we got to talk about, what do you think about just the very mysterious way in which we're framing the Jedi Dragon? I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
A couple things.
Okay.
One, the master shot, like the crowd shot and everything. Do you know what this location is?
Oh, God. Where?
You're going to love this. Looks like we're going to Mon Calamar, as in this is where Akbar and remember we talked it up in the one of the big things in the first.
Okay, so that's why there's so much water, because that's why there's so crab planet.
Because if you look, you can see all the squid guys. So not the Admiral Akbar race.
Hold on.
Okay, yeah, go back to the money shot. We got to talk about it. So he's right.
Oh yeah. There's a whole bunch of squid people.
Now again, they're not. So Mon Calamar, you got two warring races. You got Akbar's race, you got these guys, the Quarren. So the point being, a whole bunch of Quarren there. Most likely, this is Mon Calamar, which we talked up in the first season because we had no budget for that in the first season. So I love that we're finally going here, which is awesome.
That's great. Nice catch. All right. So what do you think of the Jedi, though?
Oh yeah, so the Jedi thing. I don't think that's a Jedi. I think people speculate who that lady.
I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, people speculate who that lady is. Okay. The woman who looks like a Jedi, and she could be. I could be wrong. I'm just saying a lot of people think it's going to be another famous Mandalorian character from Star Wars. It's an ex-Mandalorian technically. Sabine from the Rebel show. She was like a kid in that show, and she wore this. She was like from Mandalore, the planet. So a lot of people think she might that might be her, but it's kind of hard to tell without the iconic helmet and everything. So it's unclear. Sure. But again, definitely they're playing this over the whole enemy sorcerer's Jedi thing. So it absolutely is playing up the whole fact of like, when Mando finds a Jedi, we don't know how that's going to go, because the Jedis were always looking for peace with the Mandalorians, but the Mandalorians they didn't go for that sort of thing. So I think Mando's going to find
Mando himself is on his own way. So it's definitely an interesting contrast there.
Yeah, man, that's years ago. That feud really, it's been years since that feud really got it going. So it's unclear how Jedi's feel about the Mandalorians now. Now they're kind of slowly rebuilding or scattered like an Obi-Wan at the end of that sort of thing.
So they're really building up Baby Yoda. They're really building up This Is the Way. I mean, to me, Dragon, this is a very safe teaser trailer. Which is why I was kind of on the fence about even covering it. But you know what? It's Mandalorian. It's Disney. It's a big event. It's one of the few actual confirmed big events that we have going on at the end of the year. So we should hype it up while we can.
Absolutely.
All right, so this is one of my most exciting locations. We never see boats in Star Wars, Dragon. Very rarely do we see boats.
We've only seen like a dried up dune sea. That's the closest we've ever gotten to like a body of water, like in passing. That's not much.
Right, and then of course, stuff like Luke's island planet and stuff. But
again, well, you're right. That's the closest. Well, no boats, but water. You're right. Old Skelling Island of it all, yeah.
All right. I think we're gonna get some really cool X-wing action this season. Of course. What do you think it's going to be like a team up with the Rebel Alliance as well, or do you think we're going to see? What I want to see, Dragon, is I want to see like post Return of the Jedi Rebel Alliance and how they come to power, how they deal with that power, how that power ultimately corrupts. Dragon, if we can see that, then that might make up for some of the errors of the sequel trilogy. Just some of them.
Okay, so two things. It's very interesting you bring that up. So one, there is one. It's I don't. I think it was a ship that was modified into a boat because in Rise of Skywalker we had Rey going across that stupid Death Star. A little,
Dragon, anything in Rise of Skywalker, literally anything is barely canon.
You
As
know what
far
I
as I'm
mean. So
concerned.
that's the closest we've ever gotten to a boat. I think it was like a ship turned into anyway.
Darth Palpatine broadcasting to the Dark Side podcast.
Okay. Anyway, now seriously, with your X-wing thing. So the New Republic, that's what they're calling themselves now at this point.
Yes.
New Republic. I think it's interesting to say because it's been talked up that Giancarlo is going to have more of a, the Moff Gideon character is going to have more of a point where he's going to you might see more of the Imperial point of view, where he might not be despite having a mustache, might not be as mustache twirly as we may have been led to believe. So your theory,
I can see it.
We could explore your theory there about the power corrupting absolutely now.
Look, I'm just saying that's easily one of the biggest story gaps that we never got filled in with the sequel trilogy, and by extension, I feel like that's one of the worst things that the sequel trilogy kind of dropped the ball with.
Certainly, and basically that's the lovely niche that Mandalorian fills, kind of the whole restructuring of power 6 years after Jedi.
Yeah.
That's the fun, unexplored kind of cut of the Star Wars universe. But I think these guys either it's going to be a misunderstanding or something. I think it's going to be one of those things like you pull up next to like in a movie where our guys pull up next to a cop and leads to a car chase.
So
I think that's
it's going to be kind of like the Star Wars equivalent of a drag race.
Well, no, I think it's going to be
they're going to American Graffiti. It's back around, loops together. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, given this shot, it makes me think that they're not going to be friendly.
Right. Of course.
A little chase here. That's my guess.
And this is like the big, hey, audience, you can applaud now. Your favorites are back.
Yeah, I could be. I wanted to double check, but I couldn't. I think Carl Weathers' beard is a different color.
It could be.
I think it's white. I think the goatee's whiter than it was. And
I'm just gravitating towards Cara Dune, man.
Me too. I'm all for
my
Gina
hat
Carano.
on Cara Dune.
Yeah.
Especially after that Earth to Net episode.
Yeah.
All right. We only get one brief shot of Cara Dune. I hope she's in more of the season than she was in season 1. I feel like season 1 we got just enough of her for it to be satisfying. All right. Dragon, are you keeping an eye on the comments, by the way?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. All right. TIE fighters, stormtroopers. I'm sorry.
Speeder bikes.
At this point, the trailer, you got to admit, the trailer does get a little bit like that towards the end, Dragon. You got to admit.
I mean, you got to admit to it. I mean, they're on a Star Destroyer, though. That's pretty cool. I mean, But seriously, I like that we think about this. Here's what's great with Mandalorian. We use the scale of the conventions of Star Wars sparingly, as in we saved the story, a whole thing of story. We saved one TIE fighter is the finale of season 1. And it sounds like we might be doing something kind of like that, where a giant Star Destroyer, one of the giant pizza slice Star Destroyers.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
From the opening of a New Hope sort of thing. I think that might be kind of what we're building to here. Okay, and we're going bigger, and there's been some shots of Moff Gideon maybe on said Star Destroyer. I don't know. I mean, they're TIE fighters, might be some space battle-y stuff. I don't know. Rocket pack, man. We're using the rocket pack.
Oh yeah. Right, yeah, this ice planet definitely. You know what I was hoping for, Dragon, that we did not get was a. Oh god damn it! Oh shit! Help me out, Dragon. The creature that attacks Luke. I'm an old
Wampa.
man. A Wampa. Yes, thank you. A Wampa. I feel embarrassed for not having gotten that right away. I fully want a Wampa scene, Dragon. We need a Wampa attack.
Well, I don't know if they're just strictly relegated to Hoth, so I don't know. We'll see.
I wouldn't say they're relegated to Hoth. The Jawas weren't relegated to Tatooine.
Fair point. So right now, this interior, this shot here, this is them inside, presumably. And again, everyone's speculating this, and it looks very consistent with this room right here is the Kyber Crystal area.
It's a comet. It's a comet. All right.
Okay, now this is a really cool setup
cool.
here.
This is cool, yeah.
Little underground fighting ring. So, see these guys in the ring right now?
Uh-huh.
Those are Jabba's pig guards. They're the Gamorrean pig
Oh
guards.
yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
A little emaciated in fighting shape versus kind of the big portly kind of guards. So this guy, everyone's. I mean, I'd be shocked if this wasn't John. It sounds so much like Jon Favreau. It's got to be him.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So basically, he's like probably like a crime boss, like a guy in the place that Mando's going to here. Of course, the child goes to me everywhere, that sort of thing, and presumably the child may or may not have a target on its back. Unclear.
Mm-hmm. All right, and this is I wouldn't necessarily say the money shot, but definitely the money moment.
This is my favorite part of the trailer. He's one I've always loved.
Everyone's favorite part of the trailer, Dragon. It's
yes. I mean,
this is essentially the Robert Pattinson Batman just beating the guy's teeth in the one shot.
This is the kid-friendly version of that.
Exactly.
So this is like I've always loved. To me, the best part of Mandalorian is that one of the best parts of the whole series is that pram moment at the end of the first episode. So I'm always in love with Baby Yoda in that pram with the Mando. So I love it when he does his little beat here where he says, "Oh boy, I'm ducking out of here." And I love the choice not to show. This feels like an old school Iron Man trailer sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right away, we just see the ad. We hear it. It's just enough to entice you. We hear it. The whistling birds come out. We don't see him go off, and we know who's going to win this fight. That's all we need. Of course, funny line. This is the way. Like, yeah, that's how Mando does it. He does it cool like that. That's the way. Also, I like the logo. Baby Yoda's in the logo now.
I do like that Baby Yoda's in the logo this time around. That's a good catch, yeah. All right, so, yeah, overall, I'm really excited about the fact that just in general, this is, Dragon, I feel like Mandalorian, not to get all sappy here, but I feel like Mandalorian really is the type of show that can bring people together in shitty times. We're kind of naive thinking that, you remember last year we were like, oh, this is a show that's going to bring people together in terms of like it's going to unite the Star Wars fan base. And now, Dragon, I feel like it's going to do a little something in terms of uniting humanity, if I were to be so bold.
Because the worst of humanity can't say that Baby Yoda isn't the most adorable.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because this is something that I feel like everyone is stoked for. It's one of the very few things that's coming out that's actually confirmed that, anyone who has Disney Plus is going to be able to dive into. I feel like at this point, if you don't have Disney Plus, you're borrowing Disney Plus from someone who does have it. It's kind of like Netflix that way. So, Dragon, I'm just excited for the conversation around Mandalorian. I mean, as you know, I'm not really the biggest Star Wars fan. I just kind of appreciate the cultural osmosis of Star Wars. So I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm very much looking forward to seeing the evolution of the toy box, if you will. Right? So I guess that's it, folks. And of course, Dragon, how are they releasing these? Do you know?
I don't know.
Is it going to be is it going to be weekly? I kind of hope it's weekly.
I'm pretty sure it's intimated weekly. I'm pretty sure.
I'm just like, I just hope they don't pull like the bullshit that the boys did and was like, up episodes 1 through 3, and then you have to wait for the rest of them. I just hope it's not that sort of situation.
Wouldn't it be amazing? Let me ask you this: how would you feel if they just did like kind of the opposite end of that spectrum, as in like you're expecting one a week as it was last time, but all at once?
I mean, you know what? I would be. I'd definitely be excited to watch it, but at the same time, Dragon, I'm not going to lie, I'd be a little bit disappointed about the lack of water cooler conversation that would come from a binge drop.
Yeah, because I think Disney Plus amidst everything in the Mulan of it all right now. They need to redirect things towards Mandalorian week by week. You get people.
Oh God,
that's the way you erase Mulan. That's the way you get you change
one.
You
should have just waited until December and just released that for free, man.
You go back in the Rolodex by one. Okay, let's go back from Mulan to Mando, and we're gonna go back to Mando, and we're gonna be talking about all the shenanigans and the wondrous adventures and spectacles. They announced all the directors, by the way.
Oh, did they? Any big timers?
Well, everyone who could direct in the first season's coming back, including it sounds like Favreau is going to step in the chair.
That's
this time too, which he didn't do in the first season. We have 3 new directors.
Okay.
We got Peyton Reed.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting.
We got Carl Weathers.
All right.
And Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, hell yes. Oh my God. Oh. Yes. All right, Dragon. We need to just end on that note. That sounds epic. Anything more to say?
No, that's it. Rodriguez coming for season 2. More Mando. Yeah.
I'm stoked. This is the way.
This is the way.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. See you in October.